Hey guys, it's Dave from Dave's Dimension back again doing another video. Yes, I haven't done a whole lot. I've done a couple of videos out there, and I am back again trying to do another video. If you have any suggestions, criticisms, positive, negative, I take them all. This channel is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be too serious, because when you take yourself too serious, that's when things start to suck, guys. I mean, look at 2020. A lot of people taking things way too seriously, and some people aren't taking things seriously enough. That's why we're in this situation. So, my channel's meant to be a bit of fun, talking about maybe some TV shows, some movies, maybe stuff going on, or that you're looking to come out. I mean, right now it's summer, and unfortunately, no actual Comic-Cons that we can suit up and go to. There's a lot of virtual stuff. A lot of stuff is being just released online, but it's happening. So, hey, if there's something that you want me to look up, something you want me to review, that's what I'm here. I'm going to be talking, not in this video, but in some upcoming videos, I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff I'm personally looking forward to in the coming year. There's a lot of stuff coming up with, if you're a big comic book fan, DC Universe seems to be kind of breaking up a little bit. HBO Max is starting to grab a lot of their shows, CW, a few other things. So if you got a show you want me to take a look at, maybe something you don't think I follow, and you say, hey, I think you'll like it, Dave, leave it in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You know, the more people I get involved with this, the better and more fun these videos are going to be. Now, obviously, you can see the big monster back here. These are both spirit packs. Okay, got my main Ghostbuster Proton pack. I call Winona. Anyone will get that reference if they're a Farscape sci-fi fan from back in the day. And this is my Back to the Future themes pack. This was my first pack ever. I've been a Ghostbuster fan since I was a kid. I'm 41 now. I didn't have a pack until last year. I mean, when I was a kid, I wore like literally a backpack upside down with like a wire hanging out connected to a bunch of Legos. That was my pack when I was a kid. I got a spirit pack last year. Painted her up. I actually have a Mr. Fusion on here. I have a Yahtzee flux capacitor up there, so it shakes, it lights up when it shakes. These are just everyday pieces, some LED lights I got from Amazon, a little screen mesh, some old oxygen hoses I cut up and painted silver. I mean, guys, especially with 2020, maybe you're stuck at home, you can't go see family, or you're just looking for something fun to do. I mean, it's all about your imagination. If you can dream it, you can build it. I mean, yes, this isn't a scratch build. I used the spirit pack as a base. And then this thing blew up. I mean, this thing's awesome. I love wearing this thing. Now, this past summer, not this summer, but the summer after I built this bad boy, I started on Winona. Finally finished the full-scale wand on here. Got that wand from Carnivorous Creations. Now, this is not a paid endorsement, but I loved his kit. This kit was awesome. It's not a fully assembled wand. It's something you have to put together, but that was the fun in it, and also the pride in it. When you build something, I mean, it came, these were all rosin or resin pieces, depending on how you say it. Tomato, tomato, ketchup. I put a GB Fans light kit in the wands. I painted all the pieces, threw everything together, and I mean, I couldn't have felt prouder. One of the best things you can do is, you know, find something you like and have a little bit of fun with it. I built this Flux pack because I was going to a con last year where I was going to meet Christopher Lloyd. I wasn't part of any franchises. No, I wasn't a part of any Ghostbuster group or cosplay group. It was just me. I'm like, you know what? I'm meeting Christopher Lloyd. I want to do something fun. And I did. I got myself a custom-made jumpsuit because I'm a big guy. We know those flight suits only go up so high as far as sizes. So I hit up a company called Suits USA Inc. They basically reach out to you. You reach out to them. They hit you back on email. You send them your measurements, and they'll give you a price on a suit of your color. I had a gray one because I always like the gray GB suits, and I had the name McFly on it. I had a whole bunch of fun, and it was awesome. I wasn't expecting to wear this on a regular basis. I mean, I could, but I built this thing, and so many people were like blown away by it. I mean, I built it for me, and every time someone sees this, it's like, hey, you did that? I'm like, yeah. Even I'm shocked by how someone likes something. You never know what people's reactions are going to be until you take a chance. And this year, personally, I'm excited. I mean, 2020 has been a bust, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming out. This is the 35th anniversary this year of Back to the Future, so that's why I'm so proud of my little Flux Pack. And I actually have a project coming up soon. I'm taking one of the Walmart traps and I'm modding it in Back to the Future style. So we'll see how that turns out. So the Flux Pack is going to get a Flux trap. Should be fun. Now, my main pack here that I call Winona. If you're a Farscape fan, you'll get the reference. I mean, she's my pride and joy, but I'll be honest, after building a full-scale one, I kind of want to build a full-scale pack. We'll see what happens. My next project is actually going to be, my wife is joining me now, so she's going to be doing, we're going to build her, we're taking a spirit pack, and we're going to do a real Ghostbusters themed color scheme. Now, I'm not the first person to do that, obviously. There's a lot of people. I know one person who made an awesome pack. One of my teammates made an awesome pack, just doing a repaint of a spirit pack. Pretty awesome. You guys, if you follow these videos and you're part of the GB community, you also know someone who's done a video about his pack. That would be Jason from GB News, Ghostbusters News. If you're not following that channel, you definitely should be. They cover anything and everything Ghostbuster related. He made a killer spirit pack without any electronics. He did a video on his pack where he just did a repaint. He did some 3D printing stuff, because if you're a 3D printer, there's a ton of stuff that you can do. I swear, 2020 should be the year of the 3D printer. I mean, with as much as people are kind of relegated to being home, there's a ton you can print off of the 3D printer. I don't have one yet. I'm hoping to get one at some point, but there's still a lot of stuff you have to learn. Resizing, you got to know a little. You pretty much have to learn a little CAD CAM, a little computer aided drafting with that. But Jason from GB News did a killer pack. I mean, it looks badass, and he had no lights or electronics in it. So definitely hit him up. He covers just about anything and everything. He's an average guy like you and I. You know, he goes to work every day, comes to work, comes home, does some videos. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing something similar. He 3D prints some awesome pieces. Me, I'm going to be going the other route because, well, I don't have a 3D printer. That's just me. But what I'm doing today is I got a little package. From, if you're part of the Ghostbusters community, you know of Doug K, aka Spongeface McGee, on eBay and gbfans.com. I ordered some stuff from him. So let's check it out. Now, he does pretty much any kind of mod for the spirits. Now Imagine, I guess, through Walmart. Any of the Ghostbuster spirits originated gear. He's done upgrades for the pack. In fact, the Flux Pack still has a stock spirit wand on it, but only the shell. I have his light kit for the wands in here. So you got a little light bar. This, as you can see, this is not a full-scale wand. This is a spirit. Although I heavily modified it, and you know, this is a long story. I'll mention it another time. But he does a cosmetic kit, so you can change the barrel, little cable with the legless right here, right? And he basically has a kit that you can put inside. You can put the bezel. Comes with these toggles, so it shuts everything down. See, it does everything a regular wand should. You even have a fire button, and this is pretty impressive light, right? I mean, for a spirit, it's pretty awesome. Now, I'm a big guy, so obviously, I mean, my hands pretty much take away about almost half the wand right there. It's pretty good light right there. And if you notice, it's got the rotating lights on here. You got the vents. So, using a Dremel and a drill, I carved some holes in here so I can have a vent light. Now, he's got different little pin switches in here, inside, that sync up with his Ghost Labs soundboard in here. So this syncs up. So all this is the shell of the spirit wand. All his gear routing into here. The Spongeface spirit power cyclotron lights and power cell over there. Okay. And the soundboard are all Spongeface. His stuff is pretty much plug and play. There is some drilling, some cutting in some parts that you have to do, but if you can either hit him up on gbfans.com or on eBay under Spongeface McGee, and right on his listings he includes a little URL, a little web address, so you can see a PDF of his instructions. And it takes you step by step with everything. Whether it's a light kit, cosmetic kits, or even his trap kits. That's what I have here today. He makes stuff that's very easy, plug and play. I mean, you can't ask for anything more, especially when we know how the spirits and the ruby packs come looking when they first come out. Not the greatest. There we go. Not the greatest, but he makes some awesome stuff. There's also other people in the community. I've heard of Ninja Tunes. I haven't actually got one of his kits, so I can't speak to the quality. I just got a Frankengeek kit yesterday. And let me tell you, I put it together and it's awesome. I can't wait to put it in my wife's spirit pack when it arrives, possibly sometime next weekend or so. Just for a full test fit. I tried it with the rubies. Stay away from the rubies. If you ever taken apart a spirit pack, you know the iron arm, there's other parts that can come apart, especially when you're modding, when you're painting. Putting stuff in, it helps tremendously. The rubies does not. Here's a perfect example. I have a rubies right here. You know how on spirits this bar comes right off? Nope. This is a molded piece, and it only has a little slit. So if you want to upgrade it, put your own kind of ribbon in here, you can't. Not unless you cut this open to make a bigger hole, and you're gonna have to drill into here so you can put in your cap head screws. I mean, this is all pretty much one solid piece. This does not come off. This is one solid molded piece. I mean, for some people that's great. Also, the resistors are they're pegged on here. I mean, in some ways that's great, but now you got to fill in these holes. And because this doesn't come off, because on the spirit ones, you have two main screws here that allow you to open up one section and then you can unscrew some other parts so that from here on will come out. Makes it easier for painting and for applying new pieces. You don't have that now, okay? It came in very beat up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. Also, some of the sizing of the screws and the holes in here, some of the crevices, some of the pieces, like on the Spirit, this can be unscrewed and come out. No, this is one molded piece right here, guys. One molded solid piece. It's good that it doesn't rattle, but guess what? Now I can't remove this for when I want to do the mod for my wife's kits, for her pack. So it's a big letdown. I mean, I get it. It's probably cheaper to have it as one solid piece. In some cases, it makes things a little sturdier, but big letdown. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a tooling around with that. Ash versus Evil Dead. So instead of a wand, maybe I'll have a chainsaw. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So let's get back to the meaning of this video. Spongeface, Doug K, mail. I got it today. Got my, this is not trademarked, bat knife. I know there's a certain personality on eBay who likes to talk about his bat knife. I'm not going to say any names. But this is dual blade. So I can hit a box on the left and the right. Gift from my wife a couple years back. So here we are, opening up the box. What do we have? I actually ordered 2 sets of his wheel kits. Now you're probably asking yourself, wheel kit? What's a wheel kit? Well, this is to make your spirits or your rubies or your Walmart Imagine traps have the legitimate Ghostbuster look. Okay? Comes with some, I believe these are 3D printed screws that he includes. A solid plastic piece that works as an axle for the front and back. Bearings that work as the wheels, and caps to apply. Now, I've already put one of these kits together. It's very simple. I'm actually going to pull out one of my traps right now. This is a Walmart trap that I modded. And it already has his kit on there. These are a lot nicer than the old Spirit wheels. I mean, this looks way better, and plus, I mean, legitimately, I mean, that's pretty much movie accurate right there. And in fact, I have one of his cosmetic kits 90% done on this trap. This is a Walmart trap. It's still a work in progress, but his does not come with this. I put this on here myself, this knob. I got this from, was it GB Props HQ on Etsy. I apologize if I got that name wrong. But his cosmetic kit comes with different pieces to make your traps look pretty damn accurate for screen accuracy. This knob actually moves. This has a potentiometer on the inside. Each of these move. So, I mean, he includes everything on there. Even a little bezel for the light. I can't say enough about his stuff. I love it. So I got 2 sets because I'm probably going to put one on my future Flux Pack or Flux Trap. You try saying that 10 times fast. And one for another trap that I'm going to do. I don't know what design. I'm actually fooling around with blue sidebars on the one. I don't know. So I have 2 of these. Literally, you just drill some holes. You're going to need a Dremel to cut off the existing parts on the trap for the stock Spirit wheels. You know, there's a little, I don't know what you call it, the little pincher part that holds the wheels on, the thing that it pinches onto. You're just going to kind of Dremel that right off. 1, 2, 3. It's done. It's nice and flat. Then you basically take some screws, or rather, you're going to take a drill first. I recommend putting some tape, taping this down, or if you have a silver tip marker, so you can mark where the holes are going to be. Just drill right through. Then screw this right on. Pops on. Like I said, that's pretty much the axle. You're going to pop the one cap in between the wheel bearing and the axle, and you're done. It's like not even 20 minutes, guys. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. So I have 2 of these. I mean, you really can't go wrong with these kits. I mean, it's simple. I'm not going to say stupid simple, but it's simple. Is it foolproof? Can you mess it up? Yeah, if you put enough pressure on anything, you can mess it up. So, what else do I have in the box here? Well, tell them what she's won, Jim. So, we have the Spirit Trap upgrade. Cosmetic upgrade, guys. So, this is the side... Oops, sorry. No assembly required. This is the side panel where you'll have a potentiometer. Just, it means that it turns, guys. Potentiometer, look it up. You're going to put a potentiometer on the inside, and you're going to put a knob on here, so it will actually be it will actually function. It will not be static. It won't stay in place. And then we have other cosmetic pieces. There's little stickers on here to protect it so it doesn't get scratched up from shipping, or if you're throwing it around. This is what goes on the back end where the rear knobs are for the trap. This will screw right onto the trap. He also has a nice plastic or plexiglass, almost a black one for the rear of the trap where the handle goes for your indicator light and your switch. A nice little, again, little plexi lens that goes around the indicator lights at the back end of your trap, the yellow lights, if you will. This is that little chrome piece that goes on the other side where usually you see the 2 red bars where the knob goes. That's where this goes. Diffuser and lens for the yellow indicators. And here's the fun stuff. Now he includes a Ziploc bag to keep everything sorted together, and I highly recommend you keep everything together. I'm one of those people, I will lose something in a New York minute. So let's go through this bag now. This is all the other stuff that you're going to need from him that he includes in his kits. First off, he includes a little LED, a red hat lens, and a toggle switch, because he gives you instructions on how to replace the standard switch on the Walmart Spirit Trap. Now with the Spirit Traps, it was just a basic 2 wires. The Walmart ones, it's a little different, guys. So you have to be careful which wires you're playing with. Now, he gives you 2 sets of instructions for this one. This one you can kind of try to connect the wires here, but it's not so bright when you do. So there is an option where you can cut into this to remove the guts, save the hat lens part, and then put the LED in there. Some hot glue to hold it in place, and that works pretty good. Now here's that potentiometer and dial that I mentioned. What else does he include in here? He includes a little transistor that goes on the battery panel with screws that will hold it perfectly on there. Will hold it perfectly in there without sticking out. Because you know, if you do this by hand yourself, it's hard to find screws that will fit just perfectly. Usually you have to wind up screwing them in, and then on the back side, kind of grinding them down to try and hold them into place. He also includes, these are the knobs that go on the rear side of the trap. These are all cosmetic screws. What do I mean by cosmetic screws? If you have a trap, you know how they have the molded screws on here. Well, that's what these screws are that he gives you. They're little cap head screws that go on here cosmetically. So you can literally just drill through the existing screws, the faux screws, the fake molded ones on there, and you can then put these in here. Gives it a more of a realistic look. And this is what I did with mine. This is what came with his kit. Screwed them on, and he gives you extra screws so it makes it look very realistic. Unless you're like right up close. Sorry guys, I dropped something important. He also gives us this. This is a 3D printed piece that fits perfectly inside your trap. But what for? Yeah, that's right. He gives you a little Foster connector. So this is meant, you can use this either for the spirit traps, which don't have a wire for a pedal, which are manually controlled. So you can use this just for the cosmetic look, or if you're creative, and these are hollow, you could run a wire right through here, and then you have to connect the hose. Now there are some people who have used different connectors out there. I have a friend of mine who, fellow teammate, who got his hands on these bad boys. So if you're good with electronics, I'm not. I'm still learning everything. I gotta learn how to wire this. But the way this works is this would be on the trap. This stays on the hose, so you can disconnect your hose and then reconnect it. This part just screws back on to hold it on there. So I've seen a few people use these. I have not used this one yet. Obviously it's not connected to anything, but I want to be extra careful when I do connect them. That's what some people are doing, but on this one I did not do that. Just for now, I actually got a little hose, two small little white zip ties right onto the Foster connector, and it's connected. I mean, that's what I'm doing just for right now. I mean, I really don't anticipate taking it apart, detaching it right now, because I have about like 4 or 5 traps. I did a real Ghostbusters trap for my wife recently, and that was a bit of fun and a bit of chaos. But that is the kit. I mean, he gives you every piece, and like I said, he gives you a PDF link so you can follow instructions, and it's literally step by step. And he gives you some parallel instructions at one point, because then it diverges and it depends on whether you're doing a Walmart or a Spirit trap. So that's the Spirit cosmetic trap kits. The wheels and the other wheels. So tell me guys, what have you done? What mods have you done to your traps? Have you done the Doug K route? Have you gone Spongeface and used his kits? I know some people have criticisms like, oh, well, you're just buying your parts. Well, no, I'm getting the parts to someone, just like you normally would go to a hardware store for screws, bolts, shelving, but you're still the one who has to put it together. Okay? And all of us, not all of us, can afford a full-scale hero pack. I know I can't, at least not right now. That's why I did a Spirit and I slowly modded it. This one was built between January of last year and May of last year. So January, February, March, April, May. 5 months to build that. My main pack, I got her right away because I built this one. I already knew what to do on a lot of stuff. So I was able to get this fully functional probably within 3 months. But I've been adding pieces. I've done a lot of heavy weathering on here. Some might say a little too much, but hey, it's your pack. Do what you like. So that's the video, guys. That's the review. Tell me what you thought. I know I kind of ramble on a little bit about different things. I am the walking epitome of a run-on sentence. What can I say? But hey, like I said, I'm new at this. If there's something you liked, if there's something you didn't like, leave comments in the below. Hey, if you have a suggestion of maybe someone's video channel you want me to take a look at, you think maybe I can learn a thing or two. Or hey, is there a movie, is there a TV show coming out soon? A lot of us, you know, in the geek nerdom, in the whole sci-fi comic book world, we're going to be waiting a while for a lot of stuff. I mean, we have a small portion coming out, but like those who are big comic book fans, like your or comic book or fans of the comic book TV shows, like the CW Arrowverse, we're going to be waiting what, till maybe January or February at least for new shows. Sports, I mean, who knows if there's going to be a football season this year or not. There's a lot of things that, I mean, it's time to revisit some old shows. I mean, I've been rewatching Doctor Who. Yes, I'm a Whovian. Everything in the universe is wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. Afterlife. Afterlife got pushed back. A lot of people got a little offended by that. People got mad. You know what? Afterlife is so important for this franchise, for Ghostbusters, that doing it straight to demand, would that please a lot of people? Yeah. But how many of us want to go to the theaters or do a drive-in? See the movie with our friends. You know? Or those of us who have families, who have kids. Don't you want to take your kid to see Ghostbusters in the theater? Have their own experience with it? We need a commercial hit to show, not just to prove any critics out there, but we need to show that, yeah, Ghostbusters is still a viable franchise. There are still tons of stories to be explored. I know there are people who have strong feelings about ATC, Answer the Call, the 2016 movie. Some people like it, some people have a lot of criticism. But you know what? It's one story in one universe. Right? Look at Marvel. They have so many different parallel stories. DC, you got the multiverse. Guys, there's room enough for everyone. If you look at the IDW comics, they have so many different stories there. They had crossing over where all the various Ghostbuster teams met together. Okay? There are more important things in life right now. There's some serious things going on. Politically, socially, medically in the world, that we need to just take stock and just take a minute, take a breather, and say, you know what? You know, maybe I wasn't a fan of that, but you know what? I'm a fan of this. I mean, sometimes people take things too seriously. Life's too short. If you don't stop and look around, you just might miss it. Yes, I did just paraphrase Ferris Bueller incorrectly. But hey, this is my channel. This is my view. So, guys, like I said before, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll be notified when more videos come out. And please, give me suggestions. Give me thoughts. Maybe there's something I'm not aware of that you want to point out to me. Okay? Until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension. And I'll see you. And keep busting.